I hate that music more than any, that bubbly, burpy little trumpet. Oh, I hate that music. Yes, my darling Flopsy Pudding, the biggest man-handling trick of all is to know that there is no trick. All you have to remember is that you're a woman, and if you're a woman, you're precious, okay? And now here are three handsome young roustabouts. They're Mr. Andre, Mr. Scott, and Mr. Michael. Now they're going to help us tutor and mold Miss Catherine and Miss Maura in their man-handling skills. Now, Catherine, we're going to ask you to just, because we don't want you to see it, because we don't want you to be bowled over by their extreme handsomeness, okay?
Okay.
We're not playing the dating game here.
Right.
We are not doing it, because I would kill myself first, okay? Kill myself. I'd take a razor and go like this on my wrist, other than play a bait, okay? So what we want to do is hone your skills just in talking with men, and we don't want you to see them, because we don't want you to be swayed by how they look. We want you to develop your mental capabilities in judging a man, okay?
Right.
Okay, so I'll ask, their names are Andre, Michael, and Scott. Let's just see if you can divine if they're your type of man just from their answers, okay?
Okay. Scott, I'm planning to be an actress. Tell me about the big the big scene we would play together.
Oh. What comes to mind is a film I just seen recently, Bullets Over Broadway. At the end, John Cusack and Mary Louise Parker, their characters kind of reconcile, and they realize after going through some trials that they really are in love with one another and that they belong together. And it was kind of, it's a comedy, so it was funny and romantic, and I kind of go for that kind of thing. I think that would be the scene.
What do you think of that answer? If you're just tuning in, this is not the dating game. We are playing an intellectual game here where women are trying to learn how to judge what men tell them, all right? What did you think of that answer?
I love that answer because I love Woody Allen films.
Oh, and did you notice he went into detail?
Right.
So he's showing you his stuff.
Right.
That's good. Okay. Well, ask, let's see how Andre does that. He's a physical guy. He likes to work out. I can imagine what he looks like, you know? I don't want to see any of these guys ever. Don't ever have them come out, okay? Never have them come out. Lee, we're not going to have them come out today, are we? We don't get to see any of these guys ever, do we? Oh, we have to look at them? Oh, God. All right. See what Andre thinks of that.
Andre, tell me about our big scene.
Our big scene would have to be riding off into the sunset, like in the True Romance with Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette. After they make their great escape and they ride off into the sunset in a big old convertible Cadillac with a bag full of money. Off to the beach.
See, he immediately picked up that you like to hear about movies, so he went into big detail.
Right.
So he didn't get up yesterday, did he?
Right, no, he hasn't.
All right, so what did you think of that?
Well, I did like True Romance, but that's a very violent movie, so it's a little scary.
Okay, good. Ask him another question. This is fun.
Okay, Michael, my family life is very important. Tell me about the last time you sat down to dinner with your family.
The last time would have to be last Thursday, which was my birthday, and we sat down and had a wonderful dinner with some family members and friends.
That's a good question now. That's a very good question. I'm impressed that you would ask that. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, after they say that, you say, what do you think of your mother? You know, you can find out a lot about how the man is going to treat you by what he says about his mother. And not just on the first date, because he'll tell you what you think, what he thinks you want to hear about his mother on the first date, right? Then you say, tell me about your mother, right? Let me hear about her. And the way he describes her will sort of tell you what he finds important and not important in a woman, because she was his world when he was growing up, right?
Right.
Find out what Scott says to that.
Scott, can you tell me about the last time you had dinner with your family?
Well, unfortunately, I come from a very small family. It's just my mom and I. We go out to dinner a lot. I take her out maybe once or twice a week. But I love family. I love children. I like being around people, but unfortunately, I don't have a very big family. So I'm usually over friends' house a lot and things like that. And
see, I would leap on that in a minute. Do you want to have kids?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I would ask a guy that. Oh, you come from a small family. Do you want to have kids? Then you find out, bang, right? Is that what you would do? Would that be your instinct?
Yes.
To follow that up? Ask him.
Michael?
Ask Scott.
Oh, Scott. How do you feel about having children?
I want to have children. I love kids, yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. As anybody who's watched any of the Sunday shows with the journalists and the politicians, the thing is not the main question you're asking. The big question is the follow-up question, right?
Right.
So after the bait is your first question. What you're really trying to find out is a little bit a giveaway in their mind, and then you go in with your real question. You understand that, right?
Right.
You want to know, does he want kids, right?
Right.
So you ask him about his family. You want to know how he's going to treat a woman, so you ask him about his mother. Okay, you got any more questions? Or are we going to take a break? We're going to take a little break. Yes, my darlings, chasing men is the highest amusement there is. But manhandling the difficult little buggers is something else. Call me. You got some questions? We're live. Is anybody out there calling? They've all switched off this show because they thought it was a dating game. I'm so embarrassed. 1-800. It's not the dating game. It's an intellectual pursuit. 1-800-98-TALK. Music. This is not the dating game, my darling Flopsy Gravies. A melancholy proposition is before our beautiful Moira. She's either going to prove herself to be a complete nitwit as a manhandler, or she's going to exterminate those 3 guys right off their stools. Miss Moira, what is your first question? Now, this is just intellectual play. Intellectual play. We are trying to help these women try to find how to listen to men's answer and try to find out if it's their type of man. And we're trying to teach these women how to do that. So we've hidden the men. We don't want the women to see them because women are blown away by men's looks. So we're trying to do this in an intellectual way. Miss Moira, you have the floor.
Thank you. Scott, I'm always interested in what's in a man's head. Tell me about your favorite book and describe it in detail.
Ah, what a great question.
My favorite book is probably a book called Love is a Dog from Hell, which was written by Charles Bukowski, and it's like a collection of poems and short stories from the streets of L.A. as seen through the eyes of basically an alcoholic. But it's very dark, but very real, and I've always loved his writing, so that would have to be probably my favorite book.
Wow. I want to date Scott. Do I get to do this? Scott, get over here. What do you look like? No. All right. Questions you got, honey? You got good questions.
We're walking hand in hand through a park. Oh, this can be for Scott.
Who are you asking?
Scott, we hear a clap of thunder in the distance. What happens?
Ooh.
Well,
Scott is singed to a cinder. He's bent like a pretzel, and he falls at your feet because he's being struck by lightning. Right, Scott?
well, unless it was lightning. I kind of like to walk in the rain. So I would. It wouldn't bother me, unless you found it would bother you. But I like walking in the rain.
Oh my God! You found somebody who likes to walk in the rain. Watch out. And now, my flopsy frangipanis, let's not be too shy to speak semi-frankly about manhandling. It's time for the festive conclusion of this magnificent show, which is not the dating show, whatever that show is called, dating game show. It's time for the naked truth. I am going to, I'd like to do the show and never have those 3 gentlemen come out here. Wouldn't that be fun? You don't care what they look like anyway. You fall in love with their minds, right?
Right.
Catherine, what's in their mind? Now, we're trying to teach women today how to listen to men and decipher what they're actually saying from the answers that they give when a woman asks a question. Now, Catherine, do you remember who stands out in your mind as somebody you actually could?
I'm not sure if it was Scott or Michael, but the person who gave the Woody Allen answer to the movies, which scene movie?
That was Scott. That was Scott. And Mara, who did you like?
I think I would say Michael because of his book.
Yeah, yeah. Well, those guys can just stay back there. I don't care what they look like, okay? You guys, I suppose I have to come and get you. Here I come, here I come. I'm going to come and get you guys. Okay. Where are all these ugly guys? Is there anybody here who weighs under 400 pounds? Oh, my God, how fabulous. Each one more dazzling, more resplendent than the other. Come out here. Nobody chose you, you poor thing. This is Andre. Go on out there, Andre. Nobody cares about you. This is the fabulous Michael. Now, Michael, if you stay right there, Scott. Michael, little Miss Moira liked you. This is not the dating game. This is not the dating game. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus, they kissed.
Nice to meet
The
you.
morals of the show is just shot. It's shot. Have a little seat right there. Now, let me go get Scott. Mr. Scott. Catherine liked you, Scott.
Ah.
Come in here. I like Scott myself. I said that, didn't I? Let's fight over him, Catherine. And now have a seat.
Nice to meet
Now,
you.
now during this little session, Scott, how did you like the questions that Catherine asked you?
Oh, they were great.
Why?
Because she was kind of like, I could tell she was coming from where I would come from if I was asking a female, on a
Right.
first date. Things
Do you
like movies
mind-
and books and how you
right.
spend your spare time. I'm not sure if that was you.
That was Moira. She was asking movies and books.
had it
Catherine
from the
was
dark.
asking more personal things like your family. What do you think of her being an actress? She was much more personal. Moira was more going for the outlying, the outer tissues of the mind. She was going for the heart. Do you mind a woman asking you a lot of questions on the first date?
Well, I actually like to ask the questions. I like to hear about them.
See, I'm telling you, this is going to be a little truth session here.
But no, I don't mind because
What kind of
I'll
questions
ramble
do you
on
have?
about me forever.
See? Ladies out there, if you want to, fastest way into a man's heart is let him talk about himself, right? Now, Michael,
Yeah.
did you like Myra?
Yes, I did. I thought you were very articulate with your answers, and some of your interests lie in the same areas where mine do.
And Andre, why didn't anybody choose you, Andre?
I guess
Let's hear all the reasons why nobody chose you.
I like violent movies,
You like violent movies.
What can I say? I don't know. Yeah.
You're into your body, aren't you? Now,
Yes.
see, that did not, neither one of the girls picked up on that.
Yeah.
Why, Catherine?
No, I knew that he was into physical fitness, but men's physical looks are not the most important thing to me.
What is, Catherine?
I love a romantic guy.
You love a romantic guy.
Right.
Moira? Moira, why can't we? Why did your parents name you that? Just so I could stumble over it all through one whole talk show? What do you want in a man?
Intellect is the first thing
Intellect,
I look for.
and that is why you ask those questions. And that you feel for Michael. Do you consider yourself an intellectual?
I wouldn't say an intellectual. I'm just pretty well-rounded,
All right.
I like to.
We have Megan on the phone. Miss Megan, how are you, honey?
Hi, how you doing?
Fine. This is not the dating game.
I know. As I'm sitting here watching this, I have a question for Scott.
Ah.
Were you in the movie Clerks?
Yes, I was.
That's so funny. I remember you from the movie.
Really,
Wow, that's
Scott?
great.
Really? Doing
Thank
what,
you.
Scott?
I was an actor in the film. I was in
No
the film.
kidding. That is too cool. Oh, we got a bona fide actor. Hey, everybody, I'm so glad you came on. Of course, to me, it was my greatest humiliation in my life when they played that Herb Alpert music. Was that Herb Alpert?
Yes.
Moira, thank you so much for coming on. Catherine, you were great. Scott, Michael, Andre, you were great. You were wonderful. You were very good-hearted and wonderful sports to do this today. We just want women to stop and think about. Try to listen to what a man is saying, right? And try to team it with what you want in a man and try to make it match his answers if you can, okay? And are you tormented? Are you driven witless? Are you whipsawed by confusion? Oh my God, what is that music? I can't believe it! 1-800-988-TALK.